So you want to grow longer, thicker, healthier natural hair, but you do not know where to start. Not to worry, I got you. In today's video, I'm going to tell you exactly how to get those longer, healthier strands that you've been waiting for. Wait, I need lip gloss. Some more. Just a little bit more. Yes, much better. So, growing natural hair is not as hard as it seems, especially if you've figured out that you have hair that looks somewhat like this hair texture that I have, which is type 4 hair, whether it's 4C, 4A, 4B. You feel like your hair is not going to grow past the length that it has always grown to and stuff. Or if you have an issue where your hair gets so dry and no matter what you've been using on your hair, it seems never to stay moisturized. I got you, girl. So the first thing I want to let you know, regardless of the texture hair that you have, hair grows. Unless, of course, you have scarring alopecia, which is a type of alopecia that your follicles are scarred and the hair no longer grows from that follicle. Outside of that, your hair grows regardless of how slowly or how quickly. Everybody grows hair. So let's focus on the real issue here. That's length retention. Length retention is the ability for you to retain all the length that you have been growing from your scalp. Some of the issues that cause us not to retain our length is simply dryness, breakage due to stress on the hair, styling tools, heat tools, not sleeping with our satin bonnets on, and so many other things that can cause our hair not to retain the optimal amount of length that would like, thereby our hair seem to stay stuck at the same length. Also, you're not doing regular trims. Regular trims are important, and I'm saying regular trims for when your hair is damaged, because I do not see the sense in trimming perfectly healthy hair. It doesn't have a rule to say how often you should be trimming, but pay attention to your ends. If your ends are stringly, if you have split ends, if you have a lot of single strand knots, that's a telltale that you definitely need to do a trim. Also, it's always best to do a trim at the start of your hair growth journey to get rid of any limp or damaged ear ends that you may have. Once you get a trim, you want to make sure that you're keeping your ends protected, moisturized, and tucked away from the elements. That will prevent further split ends, single strand knots, and other damages that can cause you to be constantly trimming off your ends. Because if length retention is your goal, let's be real, cutting your hair constantly makes no sense. I don't care what other people are saying. If your hair is not damaged, don't cut it. If you want length, that is. But if you're like some of us that it doesn't care whether or not your hair stays short or not, you just want it to be healthy, go right ahead. Trim as often as you please. I want you to also focus on your diet. This is really important and critical. Think about it this way. The hair that comes out of your scalp, how strong it is determines on what you've been eating, how you've been taking care of yourself, how you're drinking water. You know, because our body, God makes us so wonderful and fearful that our body prioritizes keeping us alive. So your heart, your lungs, your liver, those organs that need to keep you alive is going to get the nutrients from the food that you eat. So if you're not having enough nutrition in your diet, those are going to be prioritized. And then your hair, your skin, your nails, those are what is going to be getting the what left. Now, if your hair is getting the what left because you're not eating healthy and you're not taking vitamins or whatnot, you're going to be growing brittle, weak, damaged strands. So it doesn't matter what happened, how much you've been trying to work on your hair, the fact that it's already coming out of your scalp weak and brittle and damaged, that is just a telltale that we definitely need to fix inside out first. So work on your diet, work on drinking enough water, work on your stress levels. I've seen so many clients that have come to me, by the way, just in case you're meeting for the first time. My name is Samantha. I'm a natural hair specialist, a licensed trichologist and hair loss practitioner. I'm based in the Cayman Islands where we own and operate a natural hair salon. So we do care for people that has hair like us, and we also help people that has alopecia to regrow their hair once they're scarred, their follicles are not scarred. So with that said, I've helped so many clients to regrow their hair. And the main things that I've noticed with these clients is a lack of consistency. clients that have hair loss issues, that their hair is just coming out in clumps, they come to me. The first things that I usually rule out is iron and zinc. Like my clients that are anemic and know for a fact that they're anemic, they tend to have very thin, limp hair, and their hair tend to come out so much in clumps. People that have like have done recent surgeries, they tend to have the same issue, as well as people that are going through postpartum hair loss. That is the hair loss that you have based on the hormone changes in your body after you have a baby. Those people tend to have a lot of shedding issue, as well as those clients that use new products that have a lot of toxic chemicals in them that can also cause your hair to shed a lot. They're in your shampoos, they're in your moisturizers, they're in every styling products, and that's why it's important for you to know. I'll do a separate videos on the ingredients to look for in your products to ensure that you can grow healthier hair from your strands. So once your hair is shedding a lot, you want to focus internally again. If it's not styling products, you want to focus on what's happening in your body that is causing your hair to shed so much. And then we can work on that, slow it down. Topically, there are things that you can use to slow down excessive shedding, like green tea. You can use like rosemary, of course, ginger, onion, all these awesome herbs that you can try. Also, another powerful one is coffee beans. But the thing about these things is you have to make sure that when you're using these things, you're being on top of your moisture game, because coffee, for example, with the caffeine in it, the caffeine does slow down the excess shedding, but it tends to make the hair very hard. So you want to be very careful when you're applying these type of products. I feel like I went down a rabbit hole, but stay with me. So if shedding is your issue, excessive shedding is your issue, you want to make sure, look inside, make sure that your iron is up, make sure your zinc, vitamin, get enough vitamin A, B, C, D, and E, which is very important. Now, if you realize that you're brushing your hair, you're combing your hair, you detangle your hair, whenever you're handling your hair, there's a lot of pieces on their clothes, on the floor, everywhere, it's breakage. Like I said before, breakage is caused by so many issues that you may have, but handling the hair when it's dry, that is the number one reason that we have breakage. The hair is already weak plus dry. When your hair is dry, it doesn't have the elasticity it needs to stretch and bounce back. So when you're using your fingers or wide tooth comb or small teeth comb or brush, whatever you're using to detangle or handling your hair while it's dry, it's just going to snap and break. Right? So you want to make sure that you're preventing that by moisturizing your hair before handling at all. Also, breakage happens during the time when you shampoo your hair and you're ready to go through to detangle it. You want to make sure before you shampoo your hair, go through it, remove, especially ladies and gents, of course, especially if you've been wearing a protective style for a long time, like braids, twists, any protective style for that matter, you want to go through and remove as much shedded hair as possible. And here's why. If you have hair like 4C hair or type 4 hair, it tends to coil on itself. That shedded hair that comes from your scalp is going to tangle with your healthy strands. It's going to cause a lot of tangling, and you're going to be forcing those tangles out, especially if you're frustrated, especially if you have a lot of hair and it's thick. You want to make sure that you're being extra gentle. Make sure if you're feeling overwhelmed, if you're feeling stressed, do not handle your hair. This is not the time to deal with hair. Make sure that you're calm, you're feeling ready. You can put on a video, watch my YouTube videos. Do whatever you have to do, but you have to be gentle when detangling your hair. And then you want to make sure, keep that hair moisturized. I cannot overemphasize the importance of moisturizing. Find a moisturizer that works for you. And once you find that moisturizer, stick to the plan. Keep your hair moisturized. And at night, when you're going to bed, wear a satin bonnet. And I could almost hear somebody saying, oh, I can't sleep in bonnet. Well, use a satin or silk pillowcase. Do whatever you have to do to protect your hair and your edges as well, if hair growth on your edges is an issue. What else I said I was going to tell you? Oh, yes. When you want to grow your hair out, stop speaking negatively about your hair. Your natural hair is gorgeous, regardless of the length, the texture, whatever it looks like now. You are special, you are loved, you're gorgeous. Heal whatever misconception that you may have about your type 4 hair and move on from there. Until next time, guys, remember Jesus loves you, so be very good. Bye.